Welcome everyone to Marketing Research for Public Health. I just want to start off the course with saying a few words about myself and about the course and what I hope you're going to get out of it and how you can be successful. As you know, I'm Doug Evans. I'm a professor here in the School of Public Health at the George Washington University in the Milken Institute School of Public Health, right in the heart of Washington, D.C. It's a fantastic place to work. I'm excited to come to work every day at GW. And I'm excited about it because I love the kind of work that I do. You know, I get to study cool stuff. I get to study media, communications, marketing. I mean, these are things that have tremendous power, tremendous reach, if they're used effectively. And that's really the question is, how can we make our communications and our marketing? How can we use the new tools that we have, the internet, mobile phones? How can we harness all of that and really have an effect on improving the quality of the public's health? Those are the kinds of questions that I'm interested in. And that frankly gets me up and out of bed and motivated to go to work every day. I enjoy that kind of work. I enjoy doing the research. I enjoy publishing in the field. And I enjoy teaching and working with students, because what I find is that this is a topic that really gets students motivated. It's an interesting topic. I was trained as a psychologist, a research psychologist. I got my doctoral degree from Johns Hopkins University, and I've worked actually both in the private sector with private research organizations and organizations that design and implement campaigns, both in the United States and in the developing world, in places like Africa, parts of Asia, parts of Latin America. And then I've worked in academia now. This is my 7th year at GW. So I have a kind of eclectic, different background, not quite your typical academic. I've seen both the private sector side and how business works. I've actually run a business myself and been an intrapreneur. I've been in charge of a large division, a research division of a large organization. And then I've been an academic and a professor. I think I like being an academic a little bit better. And I think above all of that, I actually like baseball a little bit better than any of those pursuits, but we can talk about that later during the course. So that's a little bit about me. I'm excited to do what I do, and I think you're going to get a lot out of this course, partly because we've put a lot of energy and enthusiasm into creating it. It's about a topic that's very timely, and it also uses techniques that are at the foundation of how we do public health. So this is a course about applying research and evaluation methods. Those are the techniques that you really need to know well, and you're going to learn in a number of different courses throughout our program. Epidemiology, data analysis, evaluation, all of those kinds of techniques are going to be brought to bear on the topic of health communication and social marketing, and you're going to learn how to apply them. My goal is not necessarily for you to come out of this course as a communication or marketing scientist. If you decide that you want to go on and do that, I'll be thrilled, and you will have gained a good foundation for doing that. But what I'm hoping that you will learn and that you'll feel that you've learned in this course is how to understand these topics, how to be an educated consumer of them. You may go on to work in a public health department, work at a marketing organization that does public health work. You may go to work at a government agency. You may go to work at a foundation, some other kind of private business. You'll understand the importance of research and evaluation as they relate to communication and marketing, how to work with professional scientists who are working in that field. You'll know what's a good design for a campaign evaluation, a good approach to doing formative research, and what's not. You'll be an educated consumer in that sense. And I think that in order for you to be successful and to gain those skills and knowledge from this course, you're going to need to be very engaged. This is a course that's going to both require you to operate as a good, solid individual student. You're going to need to do the readings. You're going to need to review all the recorded material. Half your grade is going to be based on how you perform, how much you participate in class. I want to hear you talk. And the other instructors that will be participating in this course are going to want to interact with you. That's what these online courses in the MPH at GW are so good at, is creating an opportunity for you to interact. You have a tremendous opportunity there. Take advantage of it. It'll be especially important in this course. There are also going to be 2 exams, and we're going to expect that you're prepared for those exams. That means, you've done all the readings, you've reviewed the materials, you get the key concepts. This is not about memorization, but it is about you getting the key concepts and internalizing them and thinking about them. We want you to reflect on them. And so I think you're going to see the exercises throughout this course are driving towards that, trying to help you internalize and think about, why are these constructs important? How do I think about them? Critical thinking. The other half of your grade, the other 50%, is going to be based on a group project. A project that's intended to reflect how you would actually work in a research team out in the real world. Basically, if you were working at an organization, like some of the ones that I worked at before I came back to academia, how would you work in a research team to carry out a series of research projects, maybe on a specific topic for a specific funder, like the Centers for Disease Control or the NIH or a private foundation, let's say? How would you carry out a series of research projects on obesity or tobacco control or HIV/AIDS prevention? You're going to pick a topic, you're going to pick an actual campaign that exists, and you're going to carry out a series of projects working with a small number of your colleagues. So you're going to have an opportunity to see what that group work experience is like. So taking that very seriously and being a good team player, that's going to be the other half of being successful in this course. So I hope you're excited about it. I know I am, and I think you're going to enjoy this course. Look forward to working with you.